وأصحابه ولا ما بعد. يروي الإمام بخاري وإمام مسلم يروي الشيخان في صحيحهما عن أبي بكر الصديق رضي الله عنه قال يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم علمني دعاء أدعو به في صلاتي. قال قل اللهم إني ظلمت نفسي ظلما كثيرا ولا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت فاغفر لي مغفرة من عندك وارحمني إنك أنت الغفور الرحيم. It is narrated by both Imam Bukhari and Imam Muslim in their collection of authentic hadith that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu said to the Prophet alayhi salam, he said, O Messenger of Allah, teach me a dua that I could say in my prayer. The Prophet replied to him and he said, say the following words. Say, O Allah, I have wronged myself greatly and only you can forgive sins. So forgive me an immense forgiveness and have mercy on me because you are truly the one, the only one who can forgive and show mercy. This hadith is narrated by Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, as I mentioned, and approximately Abu Bakr as-Siddiq has narrated 142 ahadith, which is a small number compared to some of the others. For example, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq's daughter Aisha, our mother Aisha radiallahu anha, she has narrated over 2,200 ahadith. The exact numbers you can check inshallah yourself. But for example, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq has 142 total, and Aisha radiallahu anha has 174 only in Bukhari and Muslim, right? So it's an enormous discrepancy between the two. But despite the fact that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq has a few narrations, we all know, of course, he is the number one Sahabi. He has the rank of a greater rank than everybody else combined from the Sahaba, and many other virtues and benefits, being the first in almost everything. Radiallahu anhu. He was someone that narrated this hadith to us, and that adds more gravity to the hadith. Because what he's asking the Prophet is, oh Rasulullah, teach me a hadith, or teach me, a dua. And the Prophet tells him to say the following, that, oh Allah, I have wronged myself greatly. And I'll share two just thoughts on this. Number one is, if Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu, the Prophet is telling him, say, oh Allah, Allahumma inni zalamtu nafsi dhulman kathira. If he has wronged himself greatly, then de facto, like they say in Arabic, min bab awla, right? It follows everybody has wronged themselves greatly. Okay? Because he was the best of this ummah after the Prophet ﷺ, right? So this is an enormous statement to be given to him, an enormous statement that's said by him or made by him, that tells us how we view ourselves and our place in the dunya as it pertains to our ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even Abu Bakr as-Siddiq is being told, you should think of yourself as someone who has wronged yourself. That means that we are never in a situation where we think that, you know what, I've made it, I've done enough, it's all good, I've fasted all these Ramadans, I've done all this, I've donated all this money. We always are operating with the perspective that we have wronged ourselves, and particularly because the ulama explain here that ذَلِكَ بِارْتِكَابِ الْمَعَاصِي وَالتَّقْصِيرِ فِي حَقِّ اللَّهِ. There is the accumulation of sins, but also more importantly, a shortchanging in how we are fulfilling the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? There's always something that isn't done 100%. That's human nature. Only Rasulullah ﷺ was above that. He was the perfect worshipper, right? But everybody else, we are going to have shortcomings, lapses in concentration. And that is why we keep ourselves humble and in check. And this is a beautiful reminder. And it's amplified further because of the person who is the recipient of the dua, which is Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu. That's reflection number one. Number two is this dua is to be made in the salah at the end of the salah, after the tashahud al-akhir, the last tashahud, and the salawat on the Prophet Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim, etc. to the end. After that part, this is the last thing, and that is a part of the prayer in which it is highly recommended to make dua. Of course, when you're praying the fard prayer, you should keep the time box. It shouldn't be like extremely long. But in the prayers you're praying by yourself, this is the opportunity to make dua for as much and whatever you want, as much as you want, whatever is in your heart. This is a beautiful opportunity. And I would encourage all of us to memorize du'as from the Prophet ﷺ to make at that point of the prayer, throughout the prayer, particularly this one inshallah. And as Ramadan comes, as we will pray longer and longer, ask Allah what's in your heart and watch Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give as his plan. يروي الشيخان عن أبي بكر الصديق رضي الله عنه قال يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم علمني دعاء أدعو به في صلاتي قال قل اللهم إني ظلمت نفسي ظلما كثيرا ولا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت فاغفر لي مغفرة من عندك وارحمني إنك أنت الغفور الرحيم. جزاكم الله خيرا وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.